Winneba, as my brother kept mentioning the name of one of the major communities that we are going to pass through. Their original name, they are the Simpa. Wow. Simpa. S-I-M-P-A. And traditionally, as they are Guans, and the group of the Guans that they are, we call them the Efutu. E-F-U-T-U. But then the question is, how come the name Winneba? It's a coastal community, and the coastline was a bay. The coastline is a bay. And when the British came over there, they enjoyed it's a very windy place. So they enjoy it so much, and they usually refer to it as Windy Bay. You know, they have a means of naming the area, some of the areas. So they've been calling it Windy Bay, and that is what has been corrupted to be Winneba today. So, like I said, it's a fishing community. Traditionally, they are Guans. Now, the people of Winneba have a very unique traditional festival, which comes off in the first week, usually in the first week of May. And what happens in this festival, every traditional area in those days of state formation, they have their militaries. And traditionally in these areas, they call their militaries Asafo companies. Asafo, that is A-S-A-F-O. So they have two main Asafo companies in this community, and for the defense of their state, every male must belong, depending on your paternal line, to one of the companies.
Yeah, that's the trash spot.
Yeah, so this is a trash ground, and there is, how do I say, salvaging of it. There are people sorting out plastic, bottles, cans. They are sorting them and sending them to recycling plants. So a lot of activities going on over there. So now we are entering the town of Winneba properly, and during the festival, right, sorry.
Mom, you're killing me, man.
You go and dive. During the festival, or before I go on to the festival, let me state something about Winneba as far as education is concerned, and Kwame Nkrumah is concerned. When he had attained independence, because he was the first president of an African state to lead a people to independence, the ideologies that he had, one of his aims was to educate up and coming leaders to have a common ideology with which to help all liberate. Because if you have different agendas, liberation will be a problem of the African continent. So he established what we call the Kwame Nkrumah Ideological Institute, and it was cited right here in Winneba. So prominent former head of states like Mugabe was a student of that particular school. So not a lot of the East African leaders all came here for training. And beyond that, initial teacher training colleges were for general subjects. So he established what we call specialist training colleges, where after the general training, trained teachers go for further studies. So you have specialist school in physical education, in mathematics, in science, among others. And these teachers have been upgraded to be able to handle high schools, because the original teachers in the general training colleges were trained, equipped to handle only the basic schools. So the specialist schools were set up to train the people, the teachers, and equip them with the skills and knowledge to handle the second cycle schools. And these schools in Winneba have later been upgraded to university colleges, and they are now full-fledged university colleges. And I can proudly tell you that I am one of those students that graduated from the music section of this very institution. I did my post-diploma first degree course here, and then did my master's also right here in Winneba. So we have a number of schools, because they have different courses. We have 3 main campuses for the schools. We have the central campus, we have the northern campus where we have the sports college, and the central campus is mainly for music, and then the southern campus for other social subjects and sciences. So in terms of and there's something very interesting about this, the people of Winneba. They have a way of modeling and coding language that you can understand their language, but when they are speaking and they do not want you to get the what they are saying, they will not change the language, but they will confuse you. For example, I want to say my name is Pius, and between myself and my brother, I do not want Muhammad to hear. Then I can decide to choose an alphabet and add. My name is no. They'll just pick an alphabet and be adding.
Does it confuse you?
Yeah. Either preceding it or after every word, that alphabet. So if you are not very careful, you can, and they can, you know, it's a way of their own security. That's something very unique about them. So during the festival that I was talking about, we call it the Abuachiri Festival. Abuachiri literally means catching the animal, and it is a deer hunting festival. Deer hunting festival. During the festival, what happens is they have a forest. So the 2 warrior groups go on a competition. They go to the forest at dawn, purposely to hunt deer. And in the course of the hunting the deer, you do not use any weapon. You must catch the deer alive and bring to the king. And the first group to capture the deer, the first group to capture the deer wins the tournament for that particular year. And when they are going, a lot of music making, dancing takes place. And women play a very important role here. You know, because there are 2 groups and it's on competitive basis. When the group that loses becomes a counting target for the group, the women of the group that won. And in some cases, they can put lamps, you know, holding flashlights and others in broad daylight, singing songs, moving around. You know what they are doing with that? They are looking for the losers. But how can you do, you know, use light searching for people in hot daylight? It means It's just another way of saying that they have lost the competition. And after, presenting the animal to the king, he steps on it and hands it over to the priest, who prays for health, prays for prosperity for the community and the members of the community. So briefly, this is what I can tell you about Winneba. In some, they are Gwans, and their name, or the group of the Gwans that they are, we call them the Efutu. Efutu. Winneba is a corruption of the term Windy Bay. I don't know, my brother, you may have something to add to it. Is that okay? Are you sure? No little spice to make the stew palatable? Okay. Thank you so much for your attention. We continue with our journey.
All right, thank you.